Hello everyone, welcome back. We got another live stream going. We're going to break down the markets today. We're going to talk about the SPY, the Qs, the diamonds. We're going to talk about Tesla, as I promised in the thumbnail. Tesla got an upgrade. Want to show you what happened. We're going to talk about the markets in general. Want to give everyone a couple seconds to join the chat. But we're going to start off. We're going to look at the SPY. We're going to see what's happening today. I want to review a few of my positions and just show you which options positions I'm looking to take off, looking at what positions I've put on, and then we'll kind of just talk to the logic, maybe what I saw in some of those trades, and we'll kind of work through it. So let's start with the SPY today. The SPY is again grinding higher, and yesterday we did talk about how these nothing doji days where things were just sort of hanging out and not moving, in my opinion, it's a little bit like a little rest. So when something's resting, it's taking a break. It's not parabolic. It's not going off the rails. And then what happens? We get a gap up. We get a move higher. We just set a high of 338.92 today. And who knows, maybe we're going to break out of this little channel and continue higher. It's just been a wild market recently. Dwayne Harris, what's up, man? You're the first one to the stream. Thanks for saying hello. Glad to have you. If you have questions or tickers, anything you want to talk about, just throw it in the chat and we'll try to get to it. We're just breaking down the SPY right now, just talking about how these candles were resting. I don't know if you were in yesterday's stream, but we were talking about how these were resting. Does that mean we could go higher? We don't know, but it's not a full pullback, it's just rest, these dojis, and now today we're going higher. So super interesting there. I want to jump over to the Qs real quick for the NASDAQ and look at this, a gap up, a move higher, and we've set all-time highs. 237.35, the Qs are up. If we look at the diamonds for the Dow Jones, gapped up, having a green day, not setting all-time highs, but looking like a pullback with a possible move higher. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I typically watch the SPY. I like to trade a lot of the S&P 500 stocks. And right now, we're moving higher. It's a very bullish day. There's been a gap up. I do want to check this news real quick just to see if there's anything going on. Let's see what's happening. More coronavirus stuff. It seems like the coronavirus, in my opinion, here in the U.S. anyway, with the markets, it seems like a little bit of that is already baked in. People aren't surprised by it, I guess. So it's not as scary as it was at first. So I feel like the effects are a little less than normal. Let me know if you have the same opinion or if you differ. If you do think it's still affecting the markets, I'd like to see maybe an example of how you're thinking. Just to get an idea. I just feel like it's been a little lessened in its effect. Joshua Jackson, yeah, you're late to the party, man. Where were you? This is a pop-up stream. I don't like to put down any time frames because then if I have something going on and can't make it, I don't want to disappoint anyone. So I like to just pop up out of the weeds and do a live stream and just let it go where it's going to go. Answer questions, take tickers, show you what I'm doing. So the first thing I want to do is in the thumbnail I talked about Tesla, so I don't want to clickbait you. So let's go ahead and look at Tesla. So if I open up my news tab on Thinkorswim, you can see down here. Oh, now we're saying Virgin Galactic stock is performing better than Tesla. Beware the hype. That's very interesting. Tesla jumps above 900, biggest gain. They had an update. Somebody was talking about an upgrade that they had gotten today into the 900s. Yeah, Piper Sandler raises the price target to the street high. So Tesla shares cross 900 as Piper Sandler raises price target to street high. And if we look at that, let's open that one up real quick. You can see it had a big gap up. Tesla's trading at 922.01 right now. With a high today of 944.78. So it says the stock for Tesla, stock's going to go higher because the electric car maker's ability to provide customers with the ability to generate and store the power to run its vehicle according to a Piper Sandler analyst. That's super interesting. So Alexander Potter raised the price target on Tesla from $7.29 to $9.28 per share, the highest among major Wall Street sell-side analysts while reiterating an overweight rating on the stock. All bullish. So that is very interesting. And he's kind of getting into talking about, says we recently installed a solar system to use for charging a Model X. The results have been illuminating so far. So sounds like personal experience. Wow. So he thinks they're going to grow beyond selling electric vehicles in providing customers the ability to store their own solar power to charge the cars. That's very interesting. So Piper Sandler sending things higher. He said 928. We've been as high as 944. We're sitting at 922 right now. So this is just, Tesla's just off the rails and now gapping up. You know, you thought that February 4th was insane. And now here we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days later, and we're going off the rails again. Hey, JVK Media, welcome to the live stream. How high do I think Tesla will go, though? Yeah, I like your smiley emoji. No one has any clue. If anyone says they know how high Tesla's going to go, they're absolutely lying, because no one could have seen this. No one could have predicted this parabolic move. And then as we started to stabilize and settle down a tiny bit, people could have been thinking, pile in and let's short this till our hands bleed, and then it rips again. So Tesla is a beast to trade right now, which is just absolutely insane. But if we go over to the options chain and go out, you know, let's go out about maybe 44 days, and let's take a look at this real quick. I mean, some of these premiums, so you could go 10 delta, you could sell a naked 670 put for about $1,300 to $1,400 on a one lot. But the thing is, it could come back through there any second. It's just so crazy. And then if you went 16 delta on the call side, you could get about $20, about $2,000 for a one lot. So that's crazy. You could set up a $4,000 premium collecting strangle, staying one full standard deviation or more away with a one lot. That's just crazy. 44 days out. You've been along PALL for months, possibly a large dip coming from auto sales slump in China. Would expect it to recover once China is. Oh, interesting. So Joshua Jackson's pointing out PALL. I haven't heard of this one. So auto sales, Aberdeen Standard. I have to look this one up. So big pullback. So he's saying this is due to the China discontinuation in work and supply, having to close shops and things. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one, Joshua. Thank you for pointing that one out. Obviously, this one's kind of gone crazy as well. Let's see what the implied volatility is real quick. Oh, it has no options. Okay. Palladium, physical palladium. I'll have to look this one up. I'm not sure what they do exactly, but I'll have to take a look at that. The one that I've been bringing up a lot is Luckin Coffee. I have some naked puts in Luckin Coffee, and as you can see, we got the gap up. Initial sell-off this morning, though, which kind of caught me off guard. I thought, okay, we're selling off, and then it continued to move past yesterday's close, and I thought, oh, you know, are we going to dip again? And then all got back up, and now we're higher. So my position in Luckin is looking really good. I have that 35 naked put, I have a 30 naked put, and I have a covered call at 36.50. So if I don't adjust that one, that will I'll get those shares called away. I'll have to see if I'm going to roll that or not. I haven't made a decision yet on that. Catalytic converters. Okay, I gotcha. Thank you, Joshua. Anyone else in Luckin Coffee? This has been a super interesting one to trade. It was manipulated on this day, and there are some lawsuits pending. That Muddy Waters report that came out accusing them of misreporting their earnings data was very interesting. Caused a lot of drama on the market, and now look what we're doing. You know, it's pushing back up north of $40. So if you're involved anywhere down here, you're likely looking good right now. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at a couple other positions. So position I put on today, I want to show you guys this. So Keysight Technologies, they do a lot with electronics. They provide software and capabilities for technologies in the electronic space, electronic equipment. They're going to be involved with the 5G movement. They got a lot of different things going on. And I went ahead, and this is the first time I've ever done this, but I put on a synthetic stock position. So when you buy shares, long shares of stock, you can just buy them, and then the value will be determined on whether or not it goes up or it goes down. And then another way to gain long stock is to sell a put, and if the price drops, you can get put shares and then watch your stock hopefully rise back to the upside. But when you sell a naked put in the money, right at the money, that is a synthetic stock position because it's taking on basically the same sort of the same characteristics as long stock, yet I don't own the stock. And if I want to, if there's a drop in price, I can sort of roll down on that position to try to manage it and fight it and do a little bit of battle with it, but ultimately be put the shares and then wheel around and start to sell covered calls on that. So I'm kind of creating this plan in my head, and I want to do this on the whiteboard and show it to you guys, but there's the wheel that we were talking about a little bit where you sell a put, and then if you get put the shares, you then turn around and immediately start selling covered calls. It's a great way to reduce your cost basis on long stock that you own. But I wanted to add a third component, and that's possibly to create synthetic stock by selling an at-the-money put, then battling it if it drops, rolling down, rolling out, rolling down, rolling out, and then when you get exhausted with that, or if you surprisingly get put the shares, then you roll around and you go right into selling covered calls on it. So it's a way to collect a big chunk of premium up front because you're close to the money, you're right at the money. So that reduces your cost basis and gives you your break even, or reduces your break even so you have a cushion. Then if you get put the shares, you can turn around and immediately start to sell covered calls so you can get a big margin or a big cushion on the position overall. Hey JSY, good to see you again. It's been a while. Yes, it has. I've been putting out live streams. I'm trying to go live every day that the markets are open, and just want to take the channel in this direction. I like interacting with the community, so I'd like to really build up this chat and get people involved and just break down stocks, talk about the markets, but then be able to instantaneously, respond to questions or have you give me a ticker and then throw it up on the screen and talk about it. It just makes for a nice process if we can interact a little bit. But we are fully back. And if you're not part of the free Facebook group, head over there in the YouTube banner. There's a Facebook link, or at the bottom of this video in the description, there is a Facebook link. Click that. And then you'll just ask to be approved for the private Facebook group. I think there's 65 or 67 people in there right now, but it's been fun having that as an option. And then this video will be on YouTube, so if you want to rewatch it, you can if you missed the beginning. But anyway, talking about Keysight Technologies. So what did I do in Keysight? Here's what I did. I saw that it pushed down. I sold a put, then it moved up, and I was able to close out for a profit. It bounced again, and now it's sort of just hanging right here. We do have earnings coming up, but Keysight has been very good with beating earnings, a good history of profitability. And what I decided to do was to basically buy some synthetic stock. So I went to the trade tab, and I opened up 30 days out, and I went right at the money. I took the $100 naked put, and I sold that for $526, so $5.26 per share on a one lot, which is 100 shares. And so it's basically like owning stock, except for as the price drops, if I want, I could roll my position down to sort of buffer myself or prevent a little bit of loss. Whereas if I'd have bought the stock here and it dropped, there's really nothing I can do. It's dropping in value. So if I do get put shares on this, which I anticipate getting put shares at some point, then I'll wheel around and I'll start to sell covered calls on this side for in the 3s or in the 2s in terms of per share premium that I would collect. And the volatility was good on this. So current IV percentile rank is 71%. I like to sell premium on anything above 50%. So Keysight Technologies has been one that I've been becoming more and more familiar with. And I decided to ultimately go ahead and get long here with some synthetic stock. So I don't own shares. I just have the at the money or in the money naked put that I'm going to let work. I'll defend it if I need to, and then hopefully roll into covered calls. Let's see. you like to see doing advanced option tradings, and understand that, totally get that. And so I do want to talk about other strategies if you guys want to. The reason I don't do the verticals and the put spreads and call spreads is just because my account's large enough now that I can do naked positions, and I don't like how immobile the put spreads are. They're very hard for me to move around because when you get tested, you're dragging along that put that you bought or that call that you bought, and it just puts a drag on the entire trade. So for me, I like the covered calls and the naked puts and then strangles. But the iron condors, the put spreads, the call spreads, I'm just kind of taking a time away from those for a little while just to work some other strategies and just keep kind of learning about the whole process. Let's see, you should cover vertical, that would substitute a naked put. Yeah, so if you want, okay, so for example, let's do this for you, JSY. So let's come in here, let's say you wanted to sell a vertical in here. If your intention is not to own the stock and you just want to collect premium and move along, you're looking for an expiration, worthless on the contract, then it's always smart to be out, I think, beyond the 20 delta. Here's your deltas. Right here in the 87.50 area, that's kind of one standard deviation. I'd probably walk it in just one, and you could sell the 90 put, and then you could go buy the 80 put, and that would create your put spread. And what I can do real quick is, let's do this. I'm going to sell, and I'm going to come up here to the vertical. So if I sell the 90 and I go ahead and I buy the 80, let's change this to 80, we'll be able to see, we'll go one contract here, but you can see this is set up $10 wide, and you could collect $1 credit on this. The tough thing is you have to buy that downside protection, and that limits how much buying power you have to use, but it also eats up some of your credit. And when you eat up that credit, it also eats up your profit margin or your safe cushion. If you didn't have to put this put on down here, this wouldn't be $1, it'd be $1, maybe $1.20. So you got to kind of watch that balance between how much credit you're getting eaten up. But if your account's not big enough, then you have to go verticals. But yeah. All right, let's see. So I sold that for $5.26, and the plan is to just see what happens. I'm in the money right now because I sold the 100. So if we get a move to the upside, then it'll just sort of go on without me. If it drops below, I'll get close. I'll probably get within a couple weeks of expiration, and I will make a decision to either roll out and down or just close the position if I don't like it anymore. But I anticipate drifting into earnings and getting a pop up or a pop down. So I'll either close the position on a pop, or I'll be rolling it down and out if we get a dump. We'll have to see what exactly happens. But this is a trade that I did put on today, and I'm kind of excited about it. And then the big one I'm watching today, this is like bigger for me than the Super Bowl, right? Like this is Zillow day. Zillow has earnings after the market closes. Zillow has been on a tear. I've been involved with Zillow for quite a long time. Have quite a few long shares with a big contract load in terms of covered calls. I'm looking for Zillow to have good reported earnings today, and hopefully to get a pop to the upside. You can see my entry point overall 44.25, and then my break even is 36.24 or 74. 36.74. When I say break even, I mean I've sold enough premium that if the stock drops to 36.75, I'm still green overall. 44.25 is my absolute entry point, which is kind of a nice support level in this area. But stock's been performing like crazy, and I'm looking for a nice push higher after earnings today. We'll see what happens. I'm a little anxious about it, but we'll have to see what plays out. Tesla's at 900 and kind of have no choice. Thanks for covering that. Yeah, anytime, JSY. And JSY, go back and watch the beginning of this video after it loads up on YouTube, because we got into talking about Tesla a little more, so you can feel free to check that out. So Zillow's big for me. The other one that's been big for me that we talked about yesterday was getting into MongoDB, database provider. And this stock has been an absolute animal. I love, and yesterday it was up about $7,500, and today it's up $8,400. So It's been a crazy one, and we're getting to the point where we're about to break all-time highs on this stock. So I don't know where we're going from here. We're going to have to wait and see, but with the bull market continuing, MDB just continues right along with it. So really excited about this one. This has been a fun one to trade, and it's just pushing up, just been relentless lately. So keep an eye on MDB. Facebook's another one. I think Facebook is poised to pop back above 220 soon. I don't know what will happen once it gets back up around 223, 224. I don't know if it'll get rejected again, but as long as no bad news comes out, I think it could pop back up and then continue marching higher if the markets stay favorable for those conditions. And let's see, anything else I want to talk about? I haven't looked at natural gas today. I'm not a big fan of it, but I do want to make sure that I'm just keeping an eye on it because I have a UNG position on. So natural gas is having a baby tiny green day, and I'll look at you guys just because, I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, it's still just terrible. And then UNG is the one I had a trade on in. So UNG gapped up. So UNG is actually up a little bit today. That's kind of nice. I have a covered call in here with a $16 strike. So right now I'm below that. We'll see what happens. Still got a little while till expiration. I'm not a big fan of trading UNG anymore. It's just kind of run its course for me. It just doesn't feel like it moves very well. And ultimately, I have a small position on, but I think I'll ultimately resolve this position, move along, and get into some other stuff. Just checking out the chat real quick. Dwayne, you got anything you want to talk about? So what do we got? How many people we have in here right now? 6 people. That's awesome. 7 people. Welcome to whoever just joined the chat. Throw something in the chat. I'd like to hear from you. Someone just joined. Number 7 joined the stream. Welcome. Throw a ticker. We'll take a look at it right now. You can walk right into the stream and get your ticker on the board. The other one that I wanted to mention was, let's see, Stitch Fix. This has been the other one that's been kind of an interesting surprise. Stitch Fix was boring me for so long through here as we were just doing nothing, and then we just had a big move to the upside, and I've got a couple contracts on with the covered calls, but this position's done really well. It's up about $1,000, and it's just been one big leggy green candle after the next without much pausing ever since March 10th. So it's been a week of just running straight up. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. I am in the money on both of my covered calls, so I need to make a decision about rolling to the upside. Guy Radarez, welcome. Are you the guy that just, good to meet you. You must be viewer number 7 that just walked in. Glad to have you. If you're new to the channel, click the Facebook link on the banner of the YouTube channel and it'll take you to our private Facebook group. Submit a request to join and we'll welcome you in. We've got close to 70 people now and would love to have you. Guy, where are you from? And do you have a ticker you want me to break down? Go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'll take a peek if you're looking to shop for anything. Last trade was yesterday. You sold an Iron Condor in UAL. Very nice. So Guy, do you have some options trading experience? That's a nice trade. I like that. That's very nice. I think the premium was, yep, IV is 80%. That's a great trade, Guy. Nicely done. And I'm gonna guess, did you sell the 76 by, or you sold the 75 by 70? Let's see, 75 by 65, and I'm gonna guess 85 by 90. Is that right? Awesome. Thank you, Guy. Glad to have you as part of the Facebook group. That's great. Yeah, Iron Condor, that's great. Buying power, very efficient there. And UAL has been sort of, showed the drop, popped back up, and it's kind of just been corkscrewing around. So that's a great one. You're from Romania. That's fantastic. All right. Well, welcome, Guy. We're glad to have you as part of the live stream, part of the chat, part of the channel. If you feel like subscribing to this channel, we'd love to have you. All right, the last thing. So we talked about Luckin, we talked about Keys, and we talked about Tesla. We got into Facebook. Boy, Luckin Coffee just keeps going, and this is making it harder and harder for me not to close this position out. My problem with Luckin right now is that I don't want to get out of it because I want this last $1.45. It sounds greedy, but the issue I'm having is I don't mind if I get put long shares at 35. So I have a naked put at 35, and I just want to hang tight and almost just let it expire worthless if it happens to, because it's been performing so well. And if it happens to reverse on me and go below 35 and I get put the shares, you know, I'm kind of okay with that, just because look at the IV percentage. It's back up at 80. It's just had such really good, it's been such a great trading stock for me, and it's been so dramatic and so all over the place and such high premiums that you can just get after it in terms of having, having nice premium come in. Let's see. Dwayne, you can't stand you guys and D guys. I can't either. I don't trade those anymore. I don't like any of that. I think the time has come. I think you guys, D guys, is kind of over. I don't understand the point of it. If you day trade it, I guess that's fine, but it just seems, I just don't like those products anymore. And I know the channel, I had somebody send me a comment the other day that said, why don't you get back to you guys and D guys, because you were getting 3,000 and 4,000 views for every video. And while I miss that, and I wish that these videos would get that same viewership, I just don't feel right about it. I don't feel good about promoting or talking about something that I don't think anyone should trade, and I'm not going to trade it. I don't think it's a good plan to hold that overnight or over a week or a month or whatever. The decay is just ridiculous. So hopefully we can build back up to 3,000 and 4,000 views. So if you know someone that likes trading options, tell them to watch this video. Share this video if you guys don't mind. Share it out everywhere. Let everybody know that we're live streaming, usually around the market open. Sometimes market open, market close, midday. Just turn on those bell notifications so you'll know when I'm going live. But I welcome everyone here and would love to get these live streams huge and just get rapid fire. Like, I would love for 500 people to be in the chat firing tickers at me, and I'm just throwing them up on the board and we're breaking them down. We'll do technical analysis, we can do some fundamentals, and we can talk about options trading. We can talk about the premium that they're providing. It's really good to be able to see a ticker, throw it in there, look at the trade tab, and find out, is this a good one for trading options? You've been trading options for about a year. That's great, Guy. That's wonderful. So, Guy, do you know about tastytrade.com? I recommend them. Their content's amazing if you're not aware of them. And Dwayne, any 5G plays? The 5G play that I've heard, and I had some long stock in this a while ago, is SWKS. Check that one out, Dwayne. This is Skyworks Solutions. They're supposed to be the big 5G play moving into 2020. I got involved with them back here when they broke out, but I dumped my shares. Wish I hadn't, because I did not see the rest of this run coming. But it's one that pays a dividend. They're profitable. They're heavily involved with the 5G play, and could be a good one. But don't buy it just because I brought it up. Check it out, Dwayne. See what you think of it. And if you do put on a trade, or you do something with Skyworks, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to talk to you about it. You know them. Awesome, Guy. Yeah, they're great. I'm actually going to go to an event, a Tasty Trade 2020 event in late March in Denver, Colorado. So if anyone here is going to be around in Denver, I'm going to be in Denver attending that lecture. It's a 2-hour lecture with Mike Butler, Katie McGarrigle, and Nikki Batt. The three of them will be there. And they're just going to go over 20 good practices, 20 management techniques. I think that's it. The 20, just sort of 20 and 20 playing on the year. And it's only 2 hours, 9 to 11 on the morning of the 28th, I believe. So if you're in Denver, come check it out. Tickets are free, so how could you not go, right? It just matters, like, do you have transportation there? But I will be there. Let's see. Let's go. So we talked about Skyworks as a 5G play. We got into Tesla. Just want to check out Tesla one more time just to see if we're continuing to move higher. We're just kind of hanging tight, so nothing crazy right here. Oh, Option Alpha. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Option Alpha stuff. I like how he breaks things down nice and just a calm, thought-out, non-rapid-fire pace. He seems really good. I like that. Is that Kurt Duplessis? Is that his name? I like that as well. So yeah, MDB is going off the rails. I'm just kind of watching this one go and just keeping an eye. You know, I can't believe it's up almost 8,500 now. It's just been absolutely crazy. So I would like to not get called away on this because my strike is $150. So I'm $31 in the money. I'm planning on rolling up and out once I get closer to expiration, but we'll see what happens. This has been a crazy trade for me, and I think we're about to break all-time highs, which could send it a lot higher, kind of a breakout momentum type thing. But we'll see what happens on that one. And then I don't know if there are any others I wanted to talk about. Target disgusts me. Wayfair disgusts me. And Zillow, like I said, everybody, today's like the Zillow Super Bowl day. Earnings after the market closes. If we get a good beat, if we get a report of earnings, you know, beating expectations, who knows where Zillow's going to go. It's been on such a monster tear, and they've been opening up into so many different markets. Their growth has been very wild recently. Hey, Krish Patel, how are you? I am swinging a few different positions, Krish, but all those long shares are involved with covered calls. So I have positions in Zillow. Let's see, I have positions in MongoDB, Zillow, Facebook, Stitch Fix, Etsy. Those are all long stock, but they're all under covered call contracts. So I am there technically, I guess you could say, swing trading, but as far as the exit point, I don't have a plan on that yet. So Guy Roderis, here's an idea for you, one that I took on Monday. Krish, yeah, Target's fine. I have an unfortunate put spread in there that I'm trying to get rid of, and Target has just done nothing. So I'm just trying to close that position, but it won't move. So right now, Target and I are not friends, but hopefully soon we'll rekindle the relationship. So Guy, let's hear it. What do you got? You got a trade idea for me? I want to hear it. Does it involve Keysight Technologies? Because if it does, I already put a trade on here. Synthetic stock position is what I went ahead and simulated in here. I put I sold a naked 100 put right in the money, 30 days out, right here. It's the position I put on today. Put it on for $526 and just a one lot. And just going to wait to see if I get put shares. I might fight it a little bit if we get a drop in price. I might roll down and out and try to keep up with it a little bit, but would probably be willing to take ownership of shares around 94, and then I'm going to turn around and wheel that into covered calls. Facebook just looks like it wants to go, so just keep an eye on this little doji here. It's really been bought up today. And if we get a move higher, it could be interesting. I'm maybe watching that one for a possible move higher. And my shining star Luckin, I just keep talking about it. Wow, now we're almost to $43. Gosh, I'm up on this one. I just keep thinking about closing this out, but I just want to wait and see if I can just let it expire. I don't have too much time. It's out March 20th, which would be 30 days out. So I think I'm just gonna sit tight on it for a minute and see what happens here. There's over a 1 minute delay until my message gets to me. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Guy. I wonder if that's a problem with the YouTube platform or if that's put something in the chat. Is there a huge delay? Yeah, I did think that Target was going to go higher. I do think it's going to go higher. It's just taking a lot of time, and it's kind of boring everybody right now. So I am bullish on Target moving forward. It's not doing much right now, so I'm just sort of uneasy around it. I'd like it to do, not having a big parabolic move, but to even have just a decent up day. It's just been so small. If we look at the chart, can see on target, it's just, it had the drop and then it sold off. So it's kind of back at a basing level. It's got some support in this area. But then every time we come up, it's just small little days, then drops again. Small day. Nothing, not any real decent action. So it's just been kind of a funny thing. Chris, you're not having that problem? Okay, so it must be, Guy, I wonder if it's your connection or something. I hate that you're having a 1 minute delay. I see my messages echoing from my screen. Okay. What do I mean when you say battling it when you have a naked put? Oh, okay. You have some delay. Okay. So JSY, what do I mean when I say battling it? Okay, let's go back to keys and I'll answer this question. So, if we go to the trade tab, you remember I sold a naked put at 100, right? So what I mean by battling it is, let's say that this stock doesn't go up, right? Ideally with a naked put, I want this to move up. Let's say it drops and it starts to sell off and it gets down to 94 and I get 2 weeks out from expiration. So what I mean by battling it is, I'm not just going to keep the $100 strike. I'm going to add time to the trade and I'm going to roll the position down to 95 and roll out the next month. I'm going to try and collect a credit to roll my position down. And then I'll wait to see what happens, to see if I'm right. And if it keeps dropping, then in another couple weeks, I'll roll it down and out again. And battling it meaning trying not to get put shares yet. Not getting put shares at 100. Trying to get as low as I can before I do get put shares. So when I say battling it, I just mean rolling down and out to avoid being assigned shares. Then when I get assigned shares at some point, or if I choose to let myself get assigned at a certain level that I like of support, then I'll take those shares and start selling covered calls on them and hope to move back to the upside. So that's what I mean by that. Oh, what's the problem, Guy? You see what the problem is? Did you figure out the delay? Yeah, if you figure out how to fix that, let me know, because I'd love to let everybody know how to get rid of that. But yeah, so doing battle is just fighting off assignment in my world. I like to fight off assignment and just keep things unassigned until I want to possibly be assigned. It goes through the YouTube censorship. Oh, is that something that you can turn off or on, Guy, on your platform, or do I need to do that? Do you know? Goes through YouTube censorship. You're welcome, JSY. Yeah, it's options is awesome. Trading options is just, once you start doing it and seeing how amazing it can be, I feel like you just get the bug and you're hooked. I love trading options and love talking about options, and that's why this format, this live format, is so good for me. I can pass an hour, and it really does. I mean, it feels like 5 minutes. So, hey, Nad Ash, welcome to the live stream. Can I analyze Uber? Let's see. They didn't let my message go through. Oh, so that's good to know, Guy. I'm gonna go through after we're done. I'm gonna go through and see if I can change my settings. Yeah, let me see if I can figure that out. I'll look at that after we're done. So Krish and Nad Ash, you guys are talking about Uber. So let's bring Uber up. Anybody else want to look at Uber? If you guys go back in my channel, watch the Uber video. It was talking about entering Uber during this dip here and here. Those were entry points in my opinion. And since then, it's been on a tear. And I was long stock in multiple accounts. I had a couple hundred shares. And I was just sort of watching and managing it. I didn't have it under any covered calls. I was just wanting long stock because I believed in Uber. But then we got some significant moves up and I started trimming my position and it just kept going up. So I kept trimming and then all of a sudden I was out of shares. So to answer your question, Krish, would I plan on re-entering? Possibly, but I would probably be willing to re-enter if we get the MACD and the RSI moving downward, meaning the MACD being red pushing down and the RSI being below 40, and if we were down probably below $37. I'd probably need to be that low. And really, like this level in here, this 34 would be even better. So if we got to push down, I might sell a naked $34 put, and then if I get put shares at 34, I'd be happy with it. If I don't get put shares, I'll just keep the credit on the naked put. But yes, Uber looks really good. It's just been on a tear. But yes, I would want to see it lower. I wouldn't enter now. For me personally, that's just not how I would trade it. It's too overextended for me right now. I think it could pull back, or some news in the markets come out and everything drops a little. I could see Uber quickly dropping back into the mid to high 30s. So I'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, right now I don't have any shares. Unfortunately, I sold them out. You can see in my active trading window, yeah, I have no shares. But it was a great trade for those few weeks that I did have it, or month and a half. Let's see. You sold puts. Guys sold puts on TEVA at the $12 price. I looked at Teva the other day, pharmaceuticals, and I'm curious to know. Boy, you did well then. So did you close your position today, guy? I'm going to look at the trade tab real quick. I just want to see. Yeah, IV's 39. I probably wouldn't sell puts for me in Teva just because 39 is a little lower than I like to be, but it is a $13 stock, and the premiums are, yeah. Teva's an interesting one. I would like to see more volatility in it, or more like have a richer premium before getting involved in that. But that's great. Looks like it worked out for you really well. That's a nice big candle right there. And I wanted to go back to Uber real quick just to check what the volatility was. Volatility in Uber's 39, so still not bad. You sold a 44-day expiration, 30 delta. You could get, you can get a little money for that. It's not amazing. It's not like Luckin was, but it's also not horrible. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Anybody got anything else that they're following or want to talk about, break down? I'll throw it up on the chart and we can get into it. Yeah, Teva did crash a lot. It did. It's been an interesting one. I traded that, I think last year at one point I traded a few shares, real short term, but yeah, kind of staying away from that now. It's a little on the cheap side. I don't think I want to make it a speculative play in my opinion. If you guys want to know my spec play, this one's funny, but I own one cannabis stock, ACB Aurora, which is a total nightmare. But I bought Aurora Cannabis as a speculative play for years down the road. It's a Canadian weed company, and if they get things in order and things go well, I got it in a really cheap price, and I'm going to let it ride and see if we can pull a little bit of money out of there. But if not, it's a very small amount of money I invested, so we'll kind of wait to see how that plays out. Anybody else trading Aurora Cannabis, ACB? Other thing I wanted to tell you guys, I wanted to let everybody else know in the chat, I did turn on something called Super Chat, which is part of the YouTube platform. So if you wanted to support the channel like monetary wise, you should be able to do Super Chat. I believe that should be turned on, where you can donate $1 or $2 or whatever you want if you felt like you wanted to. Not working right, let me know. But that should be turned on. So let me know if that doesn't work, or if something is weird with that. Not saying anybody has to, just letting everyone know Super Chat is available on here. All right, so we're going to Etsy. So Etsy is another one. I have a covered call on Etsy, and this has been kind of a wild one for me as well. It's butting up right around the 200-day simple moving average, so I don't know if it'll get rejected or not. But you can see right here we have a binary event coming up. We have earnings on 2/26 after the market, and we'll just wait to see what happens. If we get a good earnings, we could get a bust back up above the 200, And that would be great because that'd be the first time we were above the 200 moving average since early last August. It's just kind of been on a downtrend, having a lot of issues, and then the China stuff getting involved caused a lot of drama with the trade war and caused it to drop further. They did consume another business, and I think it's called Verve was the name of the business they bought. There are mixed feelings on that, so it's just been through a lot of drama with Etsy. We've had a long relationship here, but we're doing okay now. We'll see what happens moving forward, but that's another one I have on for a covered call. And I think those are all my positions I have to report on. I want to check on Wayfair to see if it's bouncing off that level at all. Wayfair's had such a big down move. It looks ripe for buying shares or selling naked puts. I sold a few naked puts, so looking for an up move in Wayfair after that big pullback. And then Luckin, I just want to see Luckin go to the moon. And if it does, I'll be able to take off all my puts, my naked puts that I have on. Or maybe even roll them up. We'll have to wait and see. But anybody else got any tickers or anything you want to put in? And how many people we have in here now? We've got 10 people in. So who's in the chat? Who's in the chat that hasn't said anything? Or who's part of the live stream who hasn't said anything in the chat? Say hello. Let me know where you're from. Or just introduce yourself. I'd like to know who's in the chat. And if you haven't joined the free Facebook group for anyone who joined late, go to the banner of the YouTube page, click the Facebook link, and that'll take you to Facebook. Submit a request to join our private free Facebook group, and we're about 70 strong. It's an awesome place. Feel free to join us, and we'd love to have you. You can go ahead and do that right now. Krish, RVLV. RVLV, what is this? Revolve? Let's see here. What does Revolve do? Revolve Group, fourth quarter, so they have earnings coming up. Let's see. Oh, that one's been trading low for a while. If that thing got good news ever, it might start an uptrend. Can we trade options on it? Oh, we sure can. Interesting. I appreciate this, Krish. Boy, it's not often you can get a $1.20 in premium for a 17 or for a $20 stock. That's incredible. So this is another scenario where, dang, I appreciate this, Krish. I could possibly sell a synthetic stock position, create synthetic stock by selling this in the money put, naked put, collecting about $4. But you can see the power of this. So if you have a really good premium, say $4, and the minute I sell this, I'm immediately, my break even is at $18.50, $4 down, which is incredible. You do that a couple of times with some movement in the stock, and you could cut the stock in half pretty quickly and ultimately own the stock for nothing. You could literally own this at no cost to you because you sold so much premium, you lowered your cost basis. My only issue with this guy, Krish Patel, is that the IV rank is 23%. That's really low. Analysts expect it to be up around 70% this year. Whoa, I'll have to check that out. I'm surprised that the IV is so low when they have earnings coming up on 2/25. I think what I'll do, Krish, I'm going to put this on my watch list, and I'm going to keep this around. Let me open up this watch list real quick. I'm going to put this one in here, RVLV. I'm going to watch that because, oh, I see. So the implied volatility is 100%. Are they a new company, Krish? Oh, they are. Okay, so their IV rank is different because they haven't been around long enough to establish an IV rank. Okay, so they're actually up around 100. So if we go back to the trade tab, you can see right here, implied volatility is at 100. Oh, I like this a lot. Krish, I owe you one. Yeah, I might be making a move in this one. This is amazing. Yes, I'm going to watch this and see what happens. We do have earnings coming up on 2/25, so I might give it a day or so. I'll keep an eye on this, but I might be playing this one. Thank you, Krish. I think what I would do in this is probably sell a naked put at 22.50 and collect this big premium and then see what happens, because it really has been trading higher than $16, $17 for quite some time. And if I sell $4 premium, that puts me right down at $18.50. So that's really close. And then one more action after that, I could possibly get below these levels. I might be able to own this outright at some point, which would be kind of exciting to do. I'm going to do more research on this and get back to you guys. This is really good. You're looking to get long it. I think that's, yeah, I think I'd be looking to get long it as well, but I'm going to do it through a synthetic stock position. I'm going to go ahead and come in here. So what I do is I click this, and I've got sell 1 RVLV 22.50 put, and then I'd go mid price up here. So I probably put it a tick over. So I try to get $4.10 out of it. So I'll keep an eye on this. I'm going to keep that order there and possibly go ahead and execute that. That's just amazing. Okay, Krish, I owe you one. Remember that, okay? Anybody else got anything else? RVLV. I need to look. I'm going to look that up. That's great. See if they have news and stuff going on. Market performance, $19 stock price at BMO Capital. Oh my gosh, I like this. Cool. All right, so this is kind of our little market recap here. Everybody keep an eye on Zillow after earnings, or after the market close. They're going to have a conference call at 3 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 o'clock Eastern. Let's see. Krish says I should make a separate video on this and let other people know as well. I see big future on this stock. Yeah, we can keep talking about it. RVLV. It just looks like a very interesting one. I don't know what they do exactly, but I want to do a little more research. And the crazy thing is, are they already profitable? Interesting. Okay, I'm going to check this out. I don't know, Krish, what does Revolve do? Do you know? Bought 10 ACB at 171. What the hell? Very nice, very nice. ACB has disastrous fundamental. Like, they're all over the place. They're having all kinds of issues, and the stock has just been beat down. And Guy, yeah, what the heck? Like, it's nothing. 10 shares, but if they get things together, we all know how quickly these pot stocks can move. And it's a Canadian pot stock, and marijuana is legal countrywide in Canada. So they're ahead of us on that. Who knows where this could go? So you can't, I don't know, can you really lose on it? My take on CAT, let's look at CAT real quick. Thanks for that, Guy. CAT. Oh, interesting. So Caterpillar has had a pullback. This was nice down here. Anything right along this level, I actually do kind of like this a lot. They just had earnings, and they beat. Okay, this actually looks really good. Again, I go right to the IV to know what they're doing there. My guess is it's going to be low. Yeah, the IV percent is low. It's not horrible, but I like it to be above 50. 30 is the absolute basement, nothing below 30, but it's not horrible. Let's see. Let's look here. If we went out on CAT to 44 days, yeah, and CAT's a little higher price stock, so yeah, you could probably put together something. I think I'd want the IV to be a little bit higher. I like where it is on the chart, though. I like these pullbacks it's had. So if it swells in volatility a little bit, I would be interested in grabbing CAT. And I'm actually going to put that one on the list as well. You guys are filling me up with good trades. I'm going to keep an eye on that, definitely. Put CAT in there. Let's see. Strong company, dividend to risk. Yeah, you're right, Guy. Dividends like crazy. So this is another scenario of if you want to own CAT, why not sell a naked put, collect some premium, and then get the shares? Why buy them first? Maybe you don't. Maybe you sell a few naked puts and you don't get shares, and you're just collecting premium. And then on one of those occasions, you do get put the shares, and you're like, okay, I'll take them now. I've collected a bunch of premium anyway. And then start selling covered calls if you like. But you're right. You're going to get a $1.03 dividend, which is fantastic. What's my schedule for these online live sessions? Frequency. Nad Ash, so frequency for these live streams, I encourage everyone to turn on their notifications because I like to do them at random. I'm typically going live in the morning when the market opens. That's kind of a nice time. I like lots of activity. A lot of people are in the markets. I'll go live and kind of talk about what's going on. And then sometimes towards the end of the day, I'll go live as well after the markets are closed and kind of talk about what happened. And then sometimes I just go live in the middle of the day and just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I want to give value to you guys and gals by just sharing my opinions and interacting in a positive way. That's how I want to build this channel moving forward. I don't want to put a scheduled times on things because I don't want to disappoint or anger anyone by saying I'll be here at 8 and then something comes up and I have to do something and I can't be there at 8. So I'd prefer to just have it be in the morning and afternoons, but have you guys turn your bell notifications on so that we can get going that way. And you can always rewatch these. Even if you miss one, they go on the channel and you can watch whenever you want. So if you miss the beginning of it, you can't join till later, you can go back and rewatch that. But I hope that answers your question. You want these kind of sessions? Nad, great. During the day, absolutely awesome. I'm in. I'm absolutely in. I like going live on here. We're getting a really good turnout right now, so this time of day seems to be pretty good. Sort of midday for me. It's 1 o'clock in Colorado where I am, so I'm happy to go live around 12, 1 o'clock and break things down when I'm available, which is most days of the week, so I'm happy to do it. But anybody else have any other stocks they want to break down? I like CAT. I just don't like the implied volatility right now. If it goes higher, I will be watching it. I put it on the watch list, so I've got CAT and RVLV Revolve on the watch list, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Let's see, I don't have anything else to share with you guys as far as my positions. I just put on Keysight Technologies, synthetic stock, that's all I did. Dave Kish shows up. You're a little late today, that's true. You are a little late today. Dave's a celebrity in our private Facebook group. So again, if anyone hasn't joined the private Facebook group, click the link on the YouTube banner, submit a request, come join us. We'd love to have as many people as possible in that Facebook group because it's an awesome place to interact. Dave, we've had a ton of activity in the chat today. Lots of great stock recommendations. Everything's been awesome. So I would rewatch this one today because there's a lot of good content in here. But Dave, what are you up to today? You like the end of the day session? I swing trade a lot, so I usually make purchases around 3:30, 3:40. Can I check FCX? So Dave, and remind me, Dave, where you are. Where are you located? Because I went live. Has it been an hour? Let's see how long it's been. I'm not sure how long we've been live. Oh, almost an hour. Wow. So, yeah, Dave, we've been live for about an hour. You are the celebrity. You know you are. We've been live about an hour, so I went live a little after 12 today. Somebody, Nad's asking for FCX. Let's check that out real quick. Freeport McMoran Copper and Gold. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I probably don't trade. I don't trade this much. I always go to the options chain. There's not a lot going on. Is the volatility high? Volatility is kind of low for me, so I wouldn't be trading options on this on FCX. But if you want to tell me what you're interested in it, let me know. Let's see. Check out Penn. You're in Philly. That's right. Okay. Thanks, Dave. Penn. P-E-N-N. Dave, what do you? Oh, wow. Interesting. And now, Dave, are you going to tell me you got long at $27? Zahir Shah. I'm so glad you're in the stream. Oh, that makes my day, Zahir. How have you been? I'm so happy you're here. This is a great time. So I think Go Lives, this is much better than going live like right at the market open. This seems to work really nice. Oh, Dave, thank you. I'm going to put that on my watch list. Zahir Shah, is here. He's a celebrity just like Dave. Dave's the private Facebook group celebrity, and Zahir's the YouTube celebrity. I want to know what Zahir's trading today. So this is a great time. Our go lives need to be around this time because we're getting so much activity and we're getting so many tickers suggestions. This has been great. So Penn, I'm just going to check out the options availability here. Okay, so a little light, but worth keeping an eye on. This thing has gone parabolic. It's amazing how many have gone parabolic. Penn has gone parabolic, and then SPCE, Virgin Galactic. Look at that thing. It's got like a Tesla feel to it up here. But they're talking about Tesla and SPCE interchangeably. In the same article, you hear about both of them. And I think people are just really amped up about this stock. So we'll kind of see where this is going to go. Good to see you, Zahir. So glad you're in the live stream. I think this is the first one you've joined. So this time must work. We got to stick with this. Anything else we want to talk about? What's the SPY doing right now? Quick update. SPY. Okay, going higher. 339.08. How about the Qs? Higher, 237.47. So today's just insanity. Diamonds, not quite highs of all time, but 294.29, not too shabby. Of course, my golden beauty's Luckin Coffee right now. We're getting a big move up, 42.82. Got some naked puts. Not going to close them because I don't mind being assigned stock, and I want to collect the remaining $1.50. And I just like Luckin Coffee. Juicy premium in Luckin Coffee right now. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you. On a $42 stock, you can sell an at-the-money put for $500. Yeah, I don't have any Microsoft, Dave. You have any Microsoft? I have nothing on in Microsoft. This dip was interesting. I knew the day that dipped that it was going to be like people were going to then we're going to go higher. This is a big pullback for Microsoft right now. That little dip, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm not in Microsoft. Now back to Luckin. All right, so yeah, I mean the premiums for a $42 stock is absolutely insane. This is insanity. So I've just been collecting premium here. Awesome. Dwayne Harris is coming out and saying AMC. Okay. Yeah, you've had a long downtrend, and now it almost looks like you're peaking up a little bit. Did they have any news, Dwayne, that came out? Was that what's getting everybody excited? And what's the volatility like? Ooh, the volatility is high. Oh my gosh. Dwayne, we could sell a $7.50 naked put and collect $100 on that. That's hilarious. Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. I'll look at the news tab here and see if it's collected anything, but interesting. I'll have to read more on them. I'm going to put AMC on my watch list. You guys are filling me up with all kinds of good stuff. AMC. Got Revolve, we got AMC, we got CAT, we got it all here. All right. Anybody got anything else? I think we'll probably be wrapping it up now. It's been over an hour. Like I just said, these live streams, they're so awesome because it just doesn't feel like time's passing. It's just snap your fingers and an hour goes by. But this has been such an amazing turnout. We've got 11 people right now that are in the chat, in the stream. This is incredible. And we're asking questions. You guys are sharing tickers. We're talking options. This is just a great hangout. This is perfect. So if anybody else has any other questions, let me know. If not, I think we're going to wrap things up. And let's see. Zahir says, hey, Jimmy, it feels like TOS has been executing a bit slower than usual. Oh, interesting. I haven't noticed that, but Zahir, if you're looking for a really lightweight platform that performs amazingly, use the link in the description to the Tastyworks account. And if you fund an account with $2,000 and open the account, I get a credit for, I get 1 credit, and it works towards different prizes they give away. And there's, if I get 750 credits a year, I'll get a new Tesla S. So sign up through my link, and maybe I'll drive the Tesla out, pick you up, and we'll go have coffee if I win it. But I think that's all I got for you guys. I love all these recommendations. Penn, AMC, we got some stuff going on. But anyone who came in late, this video will be on YouTube in the next 5 minutes or so. Feel free to watch the beginning or go back and kind of check things out if you missed some stuff. We talked Tesla, we talked a bunch of different stuff. I shared my positions and talked about a position I put on in Keysight Technologies. So feel free to go watch that. Any last minute questions from anyone? I'm going to wait for the delay to resolve. Want to know if there's any other questions. Otherwise, we're going to wrap things up. I appreciate everyone's time. I love that everyone is in here. This has been great. Thank you, Zahir. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Nad. Thank you, Guy. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Krish. Who else is in here? Thank you, JSY, for being here. Dwayne Harris. Oh, man, this has been a really good turnout. Joshua Jackson, thank you so much for being here. JVK Media, thank you to everyone who's been here. Krish, I will definitely not forget about Revolve. I think I'm going to put a position on later today. I'm going to take a look at it. But if I do put one on, I will let you know. This has been awesome. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a great evening. Hope your day is green. Tune in again tomorrow because I will be live again tomorrow. You're liking the options topic and the Tesla talks here. There's more of that to come. Oh, Dave, thank you. I love chatting with you as well, brother. Let's keep this rolling. Jim T, who are you? All of a sudden, you're here. You're very welcome, Jim T. Glad you popped into the chat. That's fantastic. We're going to keep it live tomorrow. Live stream is what we're all about. I want to interact with you guys. If everybody in here brings one more person to the next live stream and we double this up, we're going to have tickers flying everywhere. You guys, we're going to get so much information. If you look at just 11 people in the chat, and you look at how many trade ideas I have in my watch list now, and everyone else has because we're sharing, it's fantastic. Bring one person to the live stream tomorrow, and I'll go live around the same time, around the lunch hour if I can, around noon Mountain Time, which would be 2 o'clock in Philly, Eastern Time. So bring one person to the live stream tomorrow. Let's double up the number of people, and then let's start cranking tickers and sharing trade ideas because this was awesome. So thank you to each and every one of you. And whoa, now Richie's Pool Supplies and Service. What time do I go live? I'm going to try and go live midday. For me here in Colorado it's 12 o'clock. So, I mean, I guess I could just commit to it now. Let's say 12 o'clock. Let's say 2 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Colorado, 1 o'clock in Kansas City. So let's do 2 o'clock Eastern, okay? Noon in Colorado. I'm going to go live then, and I'm going to put that on my calendar because this was so productive. I didn't know this was going to be so successful at this time of day, but being that it is and being that it's a time that works for everybody, maybe we can just stick with that. So tomorrow is Thursday. Yeah, let's stick with it. Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern, noon Mountain Time, okay? All right, everybody. So good to see each and every one of you. Bring tickers. Bring one person to the live stream tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern, 12 Mountain, and let's double up the number of people here, and let's get a lot of trade ideas going because I want trade ideas. I want to know what you guys are trading, but I also want you guys to get a bunch of different trade ideas, and it helps a lot when you have a lot of people scanning and looking at a lot of stocks. We can share ideas. So let's do that. And if you're not part of the private Facebook group, click that link on the banner in the YouTube channel. Come to the Facebook group, submit a request, Join us. Let's get that thing to 100. Let's get 100 people in that Facebook group. Bring a friend to the Facebook group. That'd be even better. That way we can get a lot of trade ideas going, a lot of interaction going. So anyway, have a great day. This was a lot of talking for me. This is over an hour. I never talk for an hour. But thank you guys so much. We'll catch you tomorrow. It's going to be, I'm committing to it now, so count on it. 12 o'clock Mountain Time, 2 o'clock Eastern. Show up here, and I will be here as well, and we'll do this again. All right. Have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.